Hello, welcome to my 9-month update video of my low buy. You may have noticed there are no other updates because this is my first video about my low buy. I just kind of wanted to talk about where I'm at 9 months in and just go from where I'm at. I could wait until next year, but I just want to do it now. I love talking all things personal finance, low buy, conscious consumption, stuff like that. I just wanted to kind of give my take over halfway into the year of how I think it's going, how I'm feeling, what's working, what's not working, am I happy with where I'm at, just kind of how I'm feeling 9 months in. Just to give a little bit of context, I guess, I live in Oregon, I am 25 years old, and I work in community outreach for a local nonprofit. I wanted to do a low buy because I just want to be a more conscious consumer while still living a fulfilling life. I wanted to do this low buy year so that I can pay off debt, so that I can consciously consume and not just be harming the planet for no good reason, be stuck in any sort of shopping addictions, like trying to be the best person I can be. And I really value sustainability and environmental things and taking care of the planet. So I've been just trying to buy less, buy more intentionally, not waste my money, save for my future, save for travel. Travel is a huge value of mine. I want money to travel. I want to be out of debt. I've got student loan debt that I'm working on paying off. I had a car loan that I paid off just a couple months ago this year with probably the help of my low buy, because if I hadn't been aggressively paying off that debt, then I wouldn't have been able to pay off my car, and I wouldn't have had the money to pay off my debt aggressively if I wasn't, not spending on stupid stuff I didn't need. Let's just kind of talk about what I have spent this year so far. So I am a budgeting girly. I love budgeting. Really weird because I hated math in school, still hate math to this day, but for some reason budgeting, and to be fair, I'm not doing that much math, I'm typing things into a spreadsheet, but just having the full financial picture of what I'm spending and seeing like myself make promises to myself and keep them, and having a financially healthy life is so fulfilling and rewarding to me. And it gives me confidence, it gives me trust in myself, gives me self-esteem. Highly recommend it. As I said, I'm not a math girl. I also was always deterred by financial things because I don't really always want to take advice from finance bros. So when I found girlies on YouTube who are my age, who have similar goals as me, who are just much more approachable and relatable to me, I started to get really into finance. And so, not finance, but just personal budgeting and frugality and those things. Let's talk about what I've spent so far this year. For my low buy, it basically applies to everything. I apologize, I have a kitten and he's kittening right now. I have a Siamese, if you know, you know. Just trying to be an intentional low spender in every category. Not low spend to a detriment, but just low spend with intentionality. Like for example, I still spend $400 a month on food. For mainly just myself. My partner will eat some of that as well too, but that's mainly just for me. And to some people, that's not a low buy, that's crazy, that's too much, whatever it may be. But to me, I'm okay with spending my money on food. I even struggle to stay within that $400 budget. I'm just learning kind of how to cook and how to cook healthy. I'm at the beginning of that journey, so $400 a month is like slightly challenging but realistic to me, then that's what I'm gonna stick with. So that's kind of what I've been doing for food. For gas, I'm not too picky with gas. If I'm traveling, then I'll include that under the travel category instead of the gas category because it's lumped in with a traveling thing that I'm doing. It's not just everyday gas expenses. I usually spend under $100 on gas each month. I don't really want to change that because I'm also not about to make myself a hermit trying not to spend money on gas. So that's fine. The gym, I chose strategically a gym that is placed between where I live and where I work. That way I have less excuses, or almost no excuses, because it's between where I would already go. It's not like I'm like, oh, I have to go out of the way, like, oh, it's so far away, oh, gas money. No, it's like in between the two. So it's perfect. I used to pay $60 a month for the gym. I regret doing that. So The gym that I found is affordable, and also don't be afraid to ask for discounts. Because I work for a nonprofit, they had a discount for that, so I only pay $20 a month for the gym. And I have Petunia, who is my cat. I have 2 cats. I pay for one, my partner pays for one. My kitty that I pay for is Petunia, and she's a pricey girl, not gonna lie. She has asthma, so I'm still working on treating that with her. She has asthma. I'm picky about her food. Like, I want her to have high quality, good ingredient food. I don't go for the highest end. I do have a limit to that, but I do give her good quality food because I value her health, and you know, her health tanks my mental health tanks. So we're just gonna keep her healthy and happy, and she deserves it. She's the best girl. The cats have wood pellets for litter, which is actually cheaper and like doesn't have the same dust for her asthma, and is just like chemical free, and I highly recommend that. So that's kind of what I pay for in the Petunia budget. I usually I want to spend no more than $100 a month, but realistically it's been like $150 or so a month for her things. And it just is what it is. Like, I don't regret it. I'm not gonna regret doing the best that I can and providing the highest quality care for my cat, my baby. I'm fine with that. If I was spending frivolously on like a million cat trees, a million toys, a million treats, then it might be like, okay, reel it back. But I'm not. It's all like for her health and well-being. I'm not gonna go out of my way to spend any more, but she needs a 3rd asthma medication, then, you know, my girl's gotta breathe. Household is the next category. I like to spend here, and so this is one where I have to consciously reel it back and figure out what's worth it. I've been learning lately with household things is buy it nicer, buy it twice. I just bought like a set of stainless steel pans recently because my other pans were like the ones that are Teflon that, you know, they are toxic and whatever. I try to spend between like $30 and $50 a month on household stuff. That's not just like pots and pans, that's like toilet paper, hand soap, dish soap, stuff like that like you have to buy. So like the only really frivolous thing I bought in the household category this year is probably the pots and pans, but again, I'm not mad at that because I'm going to probably have them for many, many years to come if I take care of them, which I plan to. I'm not mad at that, and I'm also not buying like 20 of them. Like, it was like a set of 6 or something, so I'll probably use them all the time. And it aligns with my values in the way of like, I'm trying to learn how to cook and eat healthier, so it's gonna get used that way. That's another thing too, another reason why I am becoming more of a conscious consumer, doing the low buy, whatever you wanna call it, is I want to align my spending with my values. So when I look at the categories in my budget here of what I have spent the most on, those 2 categories are food and travel. One of them you need to live and determines your overall health and longevity in life. And the other one is like one of my most favorite things in the whole world that is fulfilling and makes life worth living to me. Happy with the household spending. Personal care, that's like anything like beauty related, shampoo and conditioner, hair masks, like things like that. I'm really happy with how I've been doing in this category, especially compared to what I see a lot of people spend in this category. Like, I don't get my nails done. It's not something that I particularly care about or find like worth my time and money. I don't get my nails done. I don't get my hair professionally dyed. I don't get my hair professionally cut. I trim it myself. I have blonde hair naturally, so my eyebrows and eyelashes are naturally blonde, but I dye them myself every 2 weeks. I just find little hacks to spend less in this category, and also just kind of watch, because I know if I started getting my nails done all the time, I could totally potentially fall into the trap of feeling obligated to need them done every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, whatever people do. And then I could begin to be like, oh my God, my hands are ugly without nails. I have to have nails 24/7. And that just creates an insecurity. It creates a ton of money, like down the toilet. Like, it's not something I want to fall into. So even though I'm not like, oh my God, my nails look great, I'm happy with them, I'm happy with not spending that money or that time and getting trapped in like an insecurity loop about it. So that's worth having ugly nails to me. That being said, for personal care in 9 months, I've only spent $291. which I feel like is what a lot of people spend in like a month or 2 months. I'm so really proud of that. And like, I don't be buying just dollar store stuff either. Like, I have a nice quality shampoo and conditioner. I have a couple of hair masks that are like middle range price. Like, I don't know, I buy SPF. I'm really serious about my SPF game, so I buy SPF in my restocks. Like, I don't know, I budget usually about like $25 to $40 a month for personal care. So yeah, $291 for 9 months. Fucking slay, you know? And then fun/wants. So for the next 3 categories, which are fun/wants, that's the same category, experiences, and gifts/donations, I want these numbers to compare in a way that aligns with my values. I want to spend more money on other people and experiences than I do just random fun things that I want. For those categories, that's my goal. I'm a little bit off on them right now, but I'm close. Like, I've spent $423.48 on fun/wants, which even still to me sounds high, and I would like that to be lower, but I'm not too mad at it. And then experiences, so fun/wants is 423, experiences is 303, and gifts/donations is 413. So gifts/donations and fun/wants are right super close, within $20 of each other. So I'm doing pretty well with that. I'm gonna tip the scales a little bit more, hopefully, to get that goal aligned. And then for experiences, like, you know, I'm over $100 off on wants and experiences, but I be liking to do free shit. Like, I don't really like or do super expensive experiences. I wanna go for a hike, I wanna go for a walk, I wanna go to the lake. Like, the most I'm probably paying for is like parking. I think a lot of these experiences were like when a friend asked me to go out with them and I bought like a lemonade or like a piece of pizza or like something like that. Like, I just don't like super expensive experiences. I used to like a concert every once in a while, but I'm not spending $300+ on a concert anymore, sorry. So yeah, my experiences are easy to low buy because yeah, I just don't be doing expensive experiences like that. I would rather spend my money on travel, you know? So yeah, so that's kind of those 3 categories. I'm pretty happy with all of them. I just want to tip the, you know, the donations and gifts one above the fun/wants one, because that will be meeting my goals and like aligned with my values. And then the other one was unexpected/miscellaneous. There's always gonna be stuff that comes up that simply doesn't fit into a category, like renewing your car title or like any stupid shit at the DMV. Like, that doesn't fit into a category for me. So yeah, that's just completely miscellaneous stuff, or stuff that I just wasn't expecting. Like, I don't know going into a month if I'm gonna need an oil change that month. Sorry, I just know when my car tells me I need an oil change, like, or if I, you know, look at the mileage on the sticker and compare it to the mileage on my car, like, I'm not predicting that. I'm not, but I am getting my oil changed. You get your oil changed. Yeah, I spent $334 in that category. Hard to quantify if it's worth it or not. Like, I don't just be putting random stuff that is like frivolous and dumb into this category. Like, it's pretty much a need that is unexpected and just doesn't fit into a category that is going into this. So I can't say whether that's good or bad. I'm glad it's under 500. We're Gucci. The last category is travel, which I said was my second highest spend category for the year. So for food, I've spent $2,888, and for travel, I've spent $2,855. And the travel was for, I went on a trip to Italy with my mom for my 25th birthday, and her 55th birthday was a little girl's trip for us. So obviously, like, I'm not gonna regret that. I'm gonna look back at that for years and be like, oh my God, that was so worth it. I'm so glad that I did that. Like, we will have those memories forever. It just aligns with my values in so many different ways of spending quality time with family. Traveling the world is fulfilling for me. I will just never regret that. And it's not like either of us were like, it's not like we were staying in a 5-star hotel. It's not like we were doing any bougie shit. Like, besides going to Italy, that was the most bougie thing we did. But like, we booked it with a tour guide company. Like, so we like paid it all at once. So our tickets and everything were paid for. But yeah, I feel like 2,800. And that's not even like, my mom pitched in for the trip too. So like she, you know, paid for a lot of it as well, which I'm so grateful for. So I'm not mad at this spending in this category at all. And some people might be like, that's not a low spend, that's not a low spend. Girl, I'm only 25 once. Our parents, not to be morbid, our parents are only alive for so long. I'm not gonna say no to going on a dream trip with my mom. No, like I would regret that for the rest of my life. Like, sorry. So, and also I knew it was coming since last year, so like it's just not really included. So I think the key to doing a low buy and not burning out on it, especially like halfway through, 3 months in, whatever it may be, is not suffocating yourself with it. I think if your spending aligns with your values and if you're still saving an amount that you're happy with, then fucking go crazy. Like, I don't believe in like suffocating yourself and like dying on the hill that you have to have or save a certain amount of money. Time is also something that is super important and that you can't get back. So you have to really not fully YOLO. Time is more important than everything. YOLO. I'm showing my age here. I'm showing that I'm kind of a bit of a millennial. Anyway, but you get what I'm saying. Time is worth a lot, money is worth a lot, and you have to find the balance of not being like money is worth everything, time is worth nothing. Time is worth, you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying, okay? Be responsible with your money, but don't fucking suffocate yourself with it because you never know when your time is up, okay? So that was really my expenses category. My bills category is my rent, electric, Wi-Fi, car insurance, and pet insurance. So kind of the more boring stuff. I don't fully know the difference between expenses and bills. I know expenses are meant to be more variable and bills are not, but also I view the electric as a bill and that's technically variable. So I just be putting it in a category based on the vibe, you know, whatever vibe it gives. Does it give the expense vibe? Does it give the bill vibe? Electric gives the bill vibe, sorry. Yeah, for my rent, I'm strategic about my rent. I'm not willing to pay an arm and a leg on a luxury apartment. I hunted for the apartment that my partner and I are in now and have been in for like 2 years. I hunted for it for months before we moved from our last place because I just will not overpay. I just will not overpay for like nice fixtures, granite countertops, shit like that. Like, I'm not getting stuck on that stuff. Like, we are very happy with where we're at. We got very lucky with it and it fits us perfectly, it fits what we need perfectly. Huge hack to finances, splitting shit 50-50 with at least one other person. If I could tolerate having other roommates, which at this stage in my life after going through college and everything, the roommate life is not for me anymore. The only person I can tolerate living with is my current partner. So splitting your expenses with somebody else is huge, especially in your early 20s when it's usually other people in their early 20s and not some like weird 60-year-old or something. No offense, but you know, yeah, splitting your expenses with another person is huge, and I definitely would never be able to save the amount that I do if I wasn't splitting 50-50 with my partner. And I can like talk about this in other videos too. Like, everyone has a way that they like to deal with finances and partnerships. What I personally prefer and am comfortable with at this stage in my life is 50-50. So that's just what has worked for me and my partner. We both feel comfortable with it. So that's what it's gonna be. Happy with what I pay for rent. Electric, happy with what I pay for that. There's not a ton you can do about that. I mean, I'm a huge proponent of always turning off the lights. You know, I didn't grow up rich. We turned off the lights when we weren't using them. And if we didn't, we got yelled at. Say, turn off that light, you're not in that room. So fair. I do that now as an adult too. Mama was right. Electric is fine. Also, we don't have AC, so, you know, that cuts some expenses down. We run fans when it's hot, but, you know, electric is not super high. Wi-Fi, we split that 50-50. I pay 40 bucks a month for Wi-Fi. We're always using the Wi-Fi every single day, especially my partner. They're a gamer, so, you know, they need somewhat fast Wi-Fi. We don't have the bougiest Wi-Fi package, but it definitely works for what we need it to, so I'm happy with that. Car insurance, this one I had to really figure out and finesse because I just found my car insurance creeping up and up and up and up over time, and it was dumb. It was getting dumb. I'm not paying $200 for it. I ended up shopping around a bit, asking the people in your life who they have and what they pay is like a great tip. Like definitely ask all your friends with cars, ask your parents, family members with cars. I asked around, I got quotes, whatever online, and I pay my car insurance every 6 months now, and I get a fantastic deal that I'm very happy with on it. So yeah, and it offers such good flexibility. Like I just have a car sinking fund. I know when I divide, the total amount that I owe every 6 months by 6, I know how much I'm paying per month, and I can just put that into the sinking fund. And oftentimes I put more than that into the sinking fund because I'm trying to save, for car maintenance and things like that in the sinking fund. And also it just helps so much. Like if I miss a month, if I'm like, oh, I don't have the extra $120 to put in my savings account for my car insurance one month, then I just don't put it in that 1 month and then put in double the next month. It's so highly recommend switching to a 6-month car insurance plan if you can. And I save like, I don't even know, 5% or something like that. But every dollar adds up, and it's insurance. So nobody wants me like paying for that shit, and you don't even want to use it because that means it's an emergency. So yeah, definitely 6-month car insurance plans. Great. If you're good at saving, that is. If you're not good at saving and you will just kind of be irresponsible, and then the time will come when the 6-month car insurance is due and you're like, oh crap, I don't have it, I'm not a good saver, maybe not for you, but something to consider if you do think that you have the discipline to do it. And then pet insurance. I'm not rich, and if I come to a situation where my cats have huge medical bills and I can't pay them, I will lose my mind. So we have pet insurance. Also, it ended up really paying off with this pet insurance because I didn't know my cat had asthma. She got diagnosed with it, and now since I've hit my deductible, her asthma medications are 80% off, for the rest of the year, 6-month, whatever period that I'm on for that. So yeah, it just ended up being super worth it. I mean, if you prefer to just put money in savings every month, you can. I do have a cat sinking fund too, just for like random vet visits and stuff and emergencies, although that falls in my emergency fund. But anyways, I can talk about sinking funds in another video. That's kind of my spending for the low buy year. I don't want to get too off topic with sinking funds and how much I've saved and things like that, because that is just like, this shit has gone on long enough, and that's like a whole other video. So if you want that, then definitely let me know. If you're thinking about doing a low buy, I say go for it. At least give it a try. It can't hurt. If you feel like you're spending uncontrollably, you're not able to save, things like that, I think a low buy is a really nice reset, and I think you should set up an accountability system with someone in your life. And yeah, just know that like when you make promises to yourself and set goals for yourself and you keep those promises and you achieve those goals, the confidence you get is so worth it. So worth it. When you feel in control of your money because you're actually looking at it and you actually know what's going on, and you see yourself like hitting these like savings milestones and things like that, and you're not actively going on like websites and looking for things to buy, and you're waiting a week or two before hitting purchase on things. Like I guess I could make a whole other video about tips for this, but like just don't impulse purchase. Like add something to your cart, or just don't go on the websites, don't go into the stores. Like I don't be out and about shopping like that. I don't be browsing websites like that. Like I'm not looking for things to want. I come across things that I want, like plants and shit, like, but I'm not actively out here looking for what is my next purchase gonna be, what's it gonna be, and just be more motivated by the amount that you're saving each month than cluttering up your home with new things that you a month later will probably be like, what did I even spend $400 on last month? Like you won't even remember what you bought unless it's a like really well thought out purchase that you have just like that will be worth it, So I've rambled on long enough. Thank you for watching. If you would like another update either next month or at the end of the year, then just let me know. Bye.